Hi Aries, welcome to your month ahead horoscope for the month of June 2019. With me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, thank you so much for all of your support. It truly means the world. With that said, if you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the month rather has in store for you. What are you doing? What are your actions and interactions with the world at large saying for the month of June? This month you get the Six of Pentacles, right? So you are balancing out, you are paying off debts, you are cashing in debts. You are, some of you as well, this could be about cashing in a favor. So this is about something you've done in the past for somebody else, somewhere that you might have been there for somebody. And this month, this is about you calling those things back. So if you've got a debt or a favor that somebody owes you, this is about you coming to collect. It could also see you reaching out to help somebody, right? So the Six of Pentacles, I always say that this is a karmic debt repaid. So in terms of things that you might have been through, experiences that you might have had, this is where you get to see it. I very often hear when I pull the Six of Pentacles for people, one of the things that I always see with this card when I read for people is you tend to see that moment where karma needed to come back to roost, right? So if somebody has wronged you in some way, shape or form, you will probably hear this month that they got their kind of comeuppance for it. I don't know why, but it tends to have that feeling to it. And very often when I see this card, it's kind of like they'll get theirs and you will come to see it or you will come to hear about it. Now, on a personal level, in terms of, you know, money, finances, all of that stuff, it is a Pentacles card. But this is talking very much about, like I said, anywhere that you're owed a favor or somebody needs to do something for you, or anywhere that you you may want or need somebody to return something to you. This is about you asking for what it is that you want in return. And this is the month where you can get it, right? It gives you, because this falls in your actions and interactions with the world at large, this is about you seeking recompense for something that you have previously put out into the world. It could also see, for a select few of you, see you doing something charitable, something like a good deed. So you could see somebody that is genuinely struggling with something and you could reach out to help them. For some of you, you'll be doing this undercover as well. So as an example, you see somebody struggling with something and you're like, right, okay, well, if I just put a certain amount of money in that person's account sort of anonymously, or give it to, a parent or some way of getting it to them. It doesn't have to be money. It could be anything, it could be literally anything. So this is about you stepping in to assist somebody else as a good deed, but it also can represent for a lot of you where you're calling in a favor or something that you've done in the past that you now want to see returned. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Sometimes if you do someone a favor and then you come into a period of your life where you need a favor returned, why shouldn't you ask? The whole world and the whole universe works on the premise of give and take, push and pull, right? So if you find yourself in that situation this month, don't be afraid to reach out. The chances are that person will have it or they'll be in good stead in order to help you in some way, shape or form. So let's have a look at your money and your materials, right? You got the Three of Wands. Beautiful card because it represents expansion and growth. So when it comes to finances this month, actually things look quite good for you. The Three of Wands is basically saying there could be some form of a windfall. For some of you, this could be about a promotion or earning more money from the job that you have, or more sales coming in if you own your own business, of that, if you've got something ongoing on of that sort of ilk. With the Six of Pentacles though, it's almost like a blessing that comes out of not a blessing in disguise, it's a blessing that comes out of the blue. It's almost like somebody's been kind of eyeing you and watching you for a while and saying, do you know what, I see you struggling, I see you very rarely ask for anything, let me step in to assist you, let me step in to help you. And with the Three of Wands as well, in your money and materials, this looks really good for health as well, because it falls next to the Six of Pentacles. For those of you that have been feeling tired, for those of you that have been feeling, you know, like you don't have a lot of energy, and that's not necessarily backed up by the astrology, I have to say, because Mars, your ruler, is in the sign of Cancer, where it's not particularly happy, but it does give you the ability to nurture and care for yourself, right? Cancer, caring, nurturing, nourishing. Mars, being proactive, being ready to go to war for something, but also being really passionate about caring for something. And this month, you're passionate about caring for yourself. So I'm going to call it with the Three of Wands. I think physically, you know, actually there's a chance for you to do some real healing, providing you are willing to do the work of nurturing and nourishing yourself, right? And with the Three of Wands, it's basically saying, if you think outside the box and you think bigger, if you think long term in terms of changing your health habits, actually this month you could make some really solid progress. So let's have a look at your communications with the world at large. What is going on in your communications? What are you saying and who are you saying it to or with? You got the Tower card, right? So there is some kind of bust up coming. The Tower card, especially in the communication sector, this is an argument, right? This is a month where you will probably be dealing with something that is ongoing. For some of you, this could have a financial slant. For some of you, this could be about ideas that you've had, and it's almost like the feeling I get from it, it's like somebody's blocking an idea that you have. So there's something that you want to do, but it could be a boss, it could be somebody in your professional sphere, and it's almost like they're deliberately trying to stand in your way. And you, Aries, you don't deal very well with that at all, do you, right? So it's kind of like with the Tower here, this is basically you calling somebody out. It could be a realization that somebody doesn't necessarily wish you well, and it could be that that either reaches your ears or they say it directly to you. The thing that I don't think the other side is banking on, well, and they'd be stupid not to, is that you're going to come back and say, well, actually, you know what, you don't ever seem to wish me well. Why is it that you're standing in my way or trying to prevent me from doing what it is that I'm trying to do? This Tower card sees you really defending yourself. This, you know, and one of the things about Aries, you guys usually defend everybody else as well as yourself, whereas this time you're standing for yourself and saying, look, you know what, I'm not backing down from this. I'm actually going to stand firm in what I believe, and I'm going to call you out on your bullshit. Fair enough, fair play. So your personal relationships, your heart and your hearth. Let's have a look what is going on there. Okay, so you got the Devil card, right next to the Tower card. Relationships do not look good for you this month, Aries. I'm sorry to say, you guys know me. I'm not a doomsday or a fearmongerer, but I am very honest and upfront and open with you. If you are single, my advice is steer clear from anybody that is living the fast life. Because they're not going to do you any good. For those of you that are partnered or in relationships or in situationships, they're only going to accelerate this week, and they're not going to be very good this month. They're only going to exacerbate. The problems are going to be more evident than they have before. And I think a big part of this, to mirror the astrology, is that your ruler in Cancer isn't necessarily happy there, but it will be highlighting to you where it is that you need to look after yourself more. And by doing that and taking attention off of a relationship or off of a loved one, it tends to, sorry, I got a really itchy nose. It tends to really kind of highlight where it is that you've fallen short on looking after your self-care. And, you know, if that person's not necessarily more evolved, they might be like, well, why are you taking time away from me? You're not doing the things that you used to do. You know, it's all of that kind of stuff. So if you're single, somebody is coming in this month, but it looks like they're very much what I would call a fast life liver, you know, fast life, fast food, fast this, fast everything. It's kind of like go in, do the thing and then get gone. This is not really the sort of person that you want around you. You've got the Devil card right next to the Tower. So if you are single and you're messing around with somebody that is a fast life liver, this is not this is not the sort of person that you want to keep around for very long. If you are in a partnership, a relationship, or a situationship, my advice to you would be to really look at what it is that you're prepared and ready to give continuously going forward, and what it is that you're not. The other thing with the Devil card as well, it's asking you, are you in an addictive pattern? Do you kind of go around each other and kind of do this thing where you're together and then you're not, where you're breaking up and you're making up, and it's kind of like you're just going through this cycle? Well, this month, that will probably come to a very explosive end. So my advice to you is preempt that. And if there are things that you can fix or put in place now to change it, then do so. If not, my advice to you is let it go. It's one of those things that looks like it's on its way out to perish. So keep that in mind. So let's have a look at your weeks of the month, right? So your first week of June, you've got the High Priestess, right? So there's definitely something where, because the High Priestess is hidden things revealed, right? And with the Six of Pentacles, the feeling that I get from this is, it's almost like there's something coming in here where there's and it's not a blessing in disguise, it's a blessing that's been hidden in some way, shape or form. This is something that comes completely out the blue, so it's not something that you're going to know about. For some of you, it could very well be something that is, you know, it could be something that somebody offers you out of the blue, but it could just as easily be you hearing, you know, I'm double up on this now, it could be you hearing the news that somebody who wronged you has finally got their comeuppance. So your second week of the month, you got the Tower card, right? So there's a double hit of this energy for you guys this month. It is going to be an explosive month. It is going to be a very changing month for you guys. With the Tower card underneath the Three of Wands, you must think outside the box, right? So when you have realizations, when you have recognitions of certain things or certain patterns in your life, especially when it comes to finances, where is it that you're wasting money? Where is it that you're wasting resources? You're going to have a look into that this month, or a realization about it, and it will really help you. It will be really beneficial for you to have a look at that and you know, and really get some kind of sense of where it's going or how you can actually improve it. You might not necessarily like some of the stuff that comes up. The Tower card is always liberating, but it's not necessarily easy. So your third week of June, you've got the Hierophant card underneath the Tower, right? So for a lot of you, this is about your social structure. This is about your social structure really coming to a crux point. You will probably be calling out a lot of friends. You'll probably be really not going to war about things, but you will be ending anything that is lopsided or one-sided. This is a month where you're really saying to yourself, you know what, I'm drawing a line here, and if you cross it, then ultimately you're out, right? Once you cross that line, you're out and I'm cutting you off. You've got the Hierophant, which is structures, the status quo, your own personal and wider world society. It's right next to the Tower and it falls right underneath the Tower. There is some kind of commitment, whether it's a friendship or a personal relationship, that is coming to a close this month, and it will be quite explosive in the way that it does. Okay, and then you've got the fourth week, you've got the Fool card, right? Okay, so interesting. Right underneath the Devil, you've got to be all about what is new, what is next. It's time for you to let somebody go, my dear Aries. That doesn't have to be a personal partner. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a work colleague. This month, especially in the fourth month, you've got the Devil card, something that you're clinging to or addicted to, with the Fool card. This is basically saying there is a new horizon or a new beginning out there for you, but it's going to require you to, as the cliche goes, if you want something, you know, different, you're going to have to do something different. And that really is going to start with you, you know, and it looks like it will come suddenly as well. I kind of feel like you'll have this energy throughout the month where you'll feel something brewing, but it will kind of not happen, and then all of a sudden, probably in the last week of the month, something will just hit, and it's kind of like there'll be this, it's going to be a bit of an eruption, to be honest with you. You know me by now, I don't lie to you or bullshit you, I just kind of give you the tea as you need it, right? So let's have a look at your key to the month. What is your overarching message? The Seven of Pentacles. Do nothing by haste this month. Don't, you know, this is a month for you to take your time with yourself, among above everything else. Take your time, be in it for the long haul, put together a strategy of how you can move forward, and ultimately stay in that energy. So you've got the Seven of Pentacles, you've got the Tower card twice, which is the number 16. So you've got effectively the number 7 is coming through quite a lot. What is the number 7? Well, the number 7 is all to do with introspection, self-analyzation, analyzing patterns, noticing things, condensing big ideas, becoming more spiritual. The Seven of Pentacles in that respect, and in this deck especially because it represents the 7 chakras, if you can see that, right, is asking you to approach things from a more spiritual perspective. That's not, I'm sorry to say, and I hope I don't offend anybody here, but I don't believe in this whole turn the other cheek stuff. Sometimes you need to deal with things as they are presented, and if that means calling somebody out on their shit, then you do so. If it means cutting somebody off, then you do so. Where you invest your time, your resources, your money, your effort, your attention, all of those things are being called to light this month. And with the Seven of Pentacles, if it's not fully enhancing your life, you will be letting it go in a big way. So let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you, how it plays out. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know how it goes. Take care, and I will see you very soon.